Nontobeko left Sibusiso because he had been abusing her, but Sibusiso thought if he can't have her, then no one else will. Sibusiso stabbed Nontobeko to death. He recorded that gruesome act and posted it on social media. He then took his own life. Today I'll be taking you through the story of Nontobeko Cele. May her soul rest in peace.
Mina nanamhlanje Ntobe usafuna yini ukuthi uphile lempilo oyiphilayo wathi Nonjabulo angisathandi Nonjabulo kodwa la ngikhona uSibu ukhona la ngikhona uSibu ukhona.
So before we begin, I'd like to emphasize that these stories are shared with utmost respect to the families and the victims. These stories are shared for awareness and education purposes, not just for entertainment. Lastly, please help the channel grow by engaging. Nontobeko Cele was 23 years old when the incident happened. She was born in 2001 to her parents who sadly passed, and she was raised by her grandmother. She was born and bred in Umzindo, KZN. Her family described her as a shy and quiet person, but she was loving and very kind. She had 2 children, one from her previous relationship and one with the accused in the case. Sibusiso Ntaka was born in 1992. He was 32 years old when the incident happened. After he had completed his matric, he went to UKZN to complete a degree in teaching. He went on to be a successful teacher at around Umzindo. Nontobeko and Sibusiso met at around 4 years before the incident happened. The relationship started out great, just like any other relationship. They had a child together. They had a son who was then 3 years old. Quick interruption. A lot of you guys watch the videos but you do not subscribe. I promise it costs you nothing to subscribe, but it helps me a lot. It helps grow the channel a lot. So please subscribe. After some time, their relationship started being toxic. Sibusiso was now laying hands on Nontobeko. Sibusiso was controlling. Sibusiso was constantly after Nontobeko. He would even stalk her, and a friend recalled how one day Sibusiso tried contacting Nontobeko and couldn't get her on the phone. She didn't answer the phone, and Sibusiso drove straight from work right there and then to check if Nontobeko was with someone or what was the reason of her not picking up his calls. And Nontobeko's family recalls an incident where Nontobeko and Sibusiso had an argument, and Sibusiso ran Nontobeko over with his car. Sibusiso literally drove his car towards Nontobeko, hit her, and then tried reversing and hitting her again. Nontobeko was badly injured. She was taken to the hospital and she was hospitalized for about 3 months. At that time, she didn't want anything to do with him. She cut ties, she blocked him, she broke up with him. But Sibusiso didn't give up. Sibusiso tried persuading her. He even went as far as telling his friends to try and persuade her on his behalf. They got back together. Sibusiso promised to change. And Sibusiso around this time paid lobola for Nontobeko. They were happy. Nontobeko was now Sibusiso's fiancé. They were planning to get married. But now the abuse started again. And Nontobeko decided to now leave Sibusiso for good. They started co-parenting. And everything seemed fine until the 17th of December 2024.
Into iqale kodwa emphakamisela ummese before early last year emphakamisela ummese endlini yakhe ethi yena angambulala Sheila angambulala futhi angathola umuntu.
Early on that day, because now Sibusiso and Nontobeko were co-parenting, they had planned to go Christmas shopping for the kids' clothing and all of that. And during the day, Nontobeko was picked up by Sbusiso. She was with her friend and their son. They all went to the mall and bought those Christmas stuff, and they came back home. When he was about to drop them off, the friend took the child and went inside to leave them just for some privacy because he said they needed to talk a bit. It is assumed that then an argument broke off because the car just drove off. And after about an hour, a disruptive action would commence. Sbusiso had taken online a video. He went live and he recorded himself after murdering Nontobeko, after stabbing Nontobeko to death in his car on a gravel road just a few kilometers away from their home. He had murdered Nontobeko and he went on the video to say that he was tired, he got used, he was betrayed. He had forgiven Nontobeko after cheating, and he had tried everything he could to try and satisfy her, and she just wasn't satisfied. She just kept disgracing him. She just kept betraying him. He basically tried to justify murdering someone, murdering the mother of his kid.
Ngizosingesihluku ngizamile sebenze kanzima empilweni yami trying to satisfy a woman. Ngizama ukumjabulisa ngizama ukuthi umuntu esifazane ajabule. Ngizame kanzima ngiluze into eziningi, lots of money, lots of everything, but ke wazala ingane engasiyo yami ngambekezelela ngayondla. Wakhathala yimina wangala ngoba sezophumela uRaf azamela umina wangigaba ngamgaba wavunga.
Because this was online, people quickly shared the videos, and the police went to the place where the incident was supposedly happening. The police got there and unfortunately they found Nontobeko's body. She was stabbed with multiple stab wounds and there was a knife near her with her blood on it. And when they searched for Sbusiso, they found him in a nearby tree. So he basically murdered Nontobeko and then he posted about it and then he took his own life. Sbusiso took Nontobeko's life in the most horrific and gruesome manner. Her family was left grieving. They were shocked. They were disturbed. Sbusiso took Nontobeko away from her family and he took Nontobeko away from their own child. Their own child will be an orphan because of his own father. This case shook South Africa because of the manner in which the events happened. Even Nontobeko's family said that they found out about their daughter's murder on social media even before the police or the authorities could. It was disturbing because Sbusiso literally was proud of his doings and was conniving till his last moment. He took to the internet that Nontobeko was all of those things that she was really not. He was a narcissist until his last breath. To a point that he accused Nontobeko of also trying to leave him because she was expecting money from Raf. When he ran over Nontobeko with a car for her to even receive that Raf money, it's so twisted, and this case it caused waves in South Africa as a whole. This is yet another case of gender-based violence. This is yet another case of a woman's life brutally taken unnecessarily by the person she once called the love of her life. May Nontobego's soul rest in peace, and may her family find strength to go on. May her story continue to remind us of compassion and justice. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for remembering her. Please support the channel by subscribing and liking, or even engage in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one.